Sweet. All right, I call this meeting to order at 5:14 p.m. on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, first meeting of the year. Please keep in mind that any meetings may be visually or audio recorded. May all members of the committee please state their name for the record.
Andrew Sabadesh.
Matthew Bravo.
Aaliyah Henley.
Austin Britton.
Aaron Rubai, Chair, and our clerk.
Josh Riashik.
And any other members of the public, please state your name for the record.
Andrew Larson.
Megan Laney.
Tyler Sklar.
Michael Unge.
All right. And any members that just walked in the room.
Sarah Rodriguez.
All right, with 6 members present, quorum has been established. All right, we are now in line for ASOE nominations. Everyone can access this as well. No difficulties?
No.
Okay, so for the procedure, we're going to do 2 minutes of evaluating both the resume and the application, and then 2 minutes of discussion or debate, and then move directly into a vote. Is that okay with everyone? Lovely. Will you please state your name for the record?
Catherine Zervadakis. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. We are now in line for the first ASOE candidate, last name Crouch. Can you keep track of the timing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone has 2 minutes to review the materials starting now. And that is time. All right, we're now going to move into 2 minutes of discussion. Would anyone like to begin?
I think her experience as a youth activism intern would strongly mirror her role as an ASOE. She contacted over 2,000 potential voters and did some really impressive things with that organization.
Yeah, a position like this requires logistical experience or having at least some sort of prior knowledge in whether that be helping to plan a process moving forward, and something like voter registration can be effectively linked to that. So,
What are the limitations with someone who has activity in student government before, as far as what they can have? Because they can't be the heads of different departments or in the executive for any student-funded organization, right?
yes.
Those are the 2 limitations. So is the programming director... Is
Direct-
that like a secondary level?
Directors are below the vice chairs for STAR. So there you go. They have 2 chair people, I believe, at this time.
Mhm.
I think 4 vice chairs, directors below the vice chairs, and then assistant directors below the directors.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, just wanted clarification on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that rule up as well because I know we've had some issues in the past.
Yeah, I was looking at them when I was going over through these before. I think there's stuff in the 700 codes, but then the list is in like the 100 codes for offices that are exclusionary, but it just says agency head, so I don't know if that's there's different words used.
It was because they had a debate about whether they wanted to call it chairperson or agency head.
Yeah.
They asked every agency head, and they all said we would rather be called
Yeah,
agency
Hunter
heads.
asked all of them, and every single one said agency head was
Yeah.
better. Yeah, let me. All right. Is there any more debate or discussion? Seeing none, we're now in line for a vote at this time. Or yeah, are there any motions?
I move to approve Sutton Crouch for the ASOE position by unanimous consent.
Any objections? Hearing none, that motion passes. We are now in line for the second candidate, last name Durham. 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, we're now moving into 2 minutes of discussion. And from now on, I'm going to ask that roughly a minute and a half in. Just if I see everyone looks like they're done reading. Okay, any discussion?
Same thing. A lot of prior logistical expertise, whether it be through Shop the Vote or through in the business world. They talk about how they understand how voters are motivated, regardless of party affiliation, and they think that that serves them well in the role, and I tend to agree.
Anybody else?
I think that marketing skills that are clearly dispersed throughout the resume can really help a position like this because, I mean, the goal is to increase voter turnout. So using skills from the vote and marketing organizations that this candidate is in, I think would be a great resource for the supervisor of elections.
Anything else? Seeing none, we're now in line for a vote at this time. Are there any motions?
I move to approve Alyssa Durham for ASOE nomination by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We are now in line for the third candidate, last name Glassman. You have 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, we're now in line for 2 minutes of discussion, beginning now.
He did Boys State, which is a really great organization, and pretty much everything about it could be utilized in this position.
I also liked his response to the last question when he addressed that he prides himself on being an honest person. He wants to make sure that the elections are held fairly, and if you're going to supervise the elections, that's a core thing that you should be thinking of. So I like that he mentioned that in his answer.
He's younger, he's a freshman, but I don't see anything here that would lead that to be a negative. I think he's very motivated, and I think anything he's lacking in experience up to this point, I think he can make up for it, especially since we're going to have a good number of hopefully ASOEs at the end of this. So I think it'll be great, and hopefully it'll help him grow and achieve his goals.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, we're now in line for a vote. Any motions?
I move to approve Max Glassman for ASOE by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for the fourth candidate, last name Khan. Everyone has 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, we're now in line for 2 minutes of discussion beginning now. I just want to point out this is a very well written response page. Sometimes we do receive some questionable responses to these. And I think the time put into this is something that says a lot about the character and just this person's ability to communicate effectively.
Yeah, I mean, they could have really stopped in their last answer. They could have stopped at, I want to improve voter education, but they went on to say, here's some specific things that I would love to see implemented. And obviously that stuff's up to, the ASOEs and the others who want to be involved in that, but he put a lot of work and time into doing this. So I think that's great.
I think that the idea of a centralized platform is fresh and something that, again, in the campaign or election season would help voters and candidates.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, now in line for any motions.
I move to approve Ashton Khan for ASOE by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. We're now in line for the fifth candidate, last name Wong. 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, we're now in line for 2 minutes of discussion, beginning now.
I like that in her response she acknowledged that she was a freshman, so she doesn't really have a lot of experience, but she's very eager. And on her resume, even though she's a freshman, she's already involved in like Chinese American Student Association and Sparks Magazine, so you can already tell that she's a very driven person and she dedicates to what she puts her mind to. So
I think it's notable that with some of the cultural organizations she has on here, she talks about how it honed her ability to communicate with diverse audiences, which she points out is essential for an ASOE.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, we're now in line for any motions.
I move to approve Jennifer Lom as ASOE by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. May you please state your name for the record?
Laura Goldsworth.
All right, we are now in line for the candidate last name Levine. 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, 2 minutes of discussion beginning now.
I wish she would have expanded a little bit more on her ideas or plans of action, but I do like how she pointed out about the debate and how that should run smoothly and operate well. I think that is an important part of the election. So
I think that what she mentioned about being a pie guy and how that position is also unbiased, it's an important feature to have as a person in this position.
I'm concerned that this candidate does have a lot of things they're involved in to the present, and so I'm worried about, I don't know how much time commitment the ASOEs typically take, especially when we have a good number, but they are involved in at least 5 things that are listed to the present that they're involved in, so I'm concerned about that a little bit. I don't think enough to cause a major concern, but enough to have a little bit of hesitation there.
Just for reference, when did Gator Growl take place?
October,
right? Okay. So
Yes.
then 2 of those she still has listed as present, but she wouldn't technically be working in anymore.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know how much work they have to do behind the scenes, especially when we're like 6 months out.
Once Growl's
Yeah.
over, they're pretty much done.
Mhm.
And I think honestly that's probably just an old resume copy and paste.
That's
It's-
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the last person we did submitted theirs in November, so this could have been present when they submitted it.
Sure.
Yeah. Any more discussion? Seeing none, any motions?
I move to pass Alexis Levine by unanimous consent for the ASOE position.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. We are now in line for the candidate last name Lochow. 2 minutes, beginning now. Does anyone need more time? Seeing none, now in line for 2 minutes of discussion.
She mentions the importance of confidentiality and maintaining impartiality, and that she has organizational skills, and these are all critical to this position.
She's good experience. I think that'll fit her really well in this position. I wish she would have gone more into some of the specifics on the ideas and plans. They're good ideas, they're good overarching things, but I think I would love to see like some actionable items listed in there as well. But having the passion is 90% of it, and the SOE hopefully gets them to make those a reality. So
I like that she mentions her past with upholding ethics. I think that's really applicable to serving in this position and will equip her well if selected for this role.
Something that I would like to point out is at the bottom is that they were a Miami Open Ball person, which actually I was as well, and that is an extremely demanding job, especially at the time of the event. So I think that says a lot about character and work ethic, which we could use on the ASOE team.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, we're now in line for any motions at this time.
I'm going to approve Sophia Lachow for the ASOE position by unanimous consent.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, that motion passes. Will you please state your name for the record?
Oh, Arshon Palasiri. Sorry.
All right. Do I hear a motion to recess until called by the chair by unanimous consent?
So moved.
Any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes. I am going to get you guys